Alright, everybody, welcome to Cognos Tricks. This is me, Christian, and I've got Abby on my side here.
Hello.
And today we're gonna teach you how to do conditional formatting, as you can see on the screen. So, are you ready to learn something new today? I hope the answer is yes. So, in the usual cases, we we um, we apply conditional formatting to display whether a measure is below the average or above the average, as you can see here. But today, because you are an expert already, we are going to teach you something different. We are going to teach you how to render different images on the crosstab here. So, are you ready, Abby, to rock and roll? Let's go. Yeah, let's start a new report here. Here we are going to use the standard package from Cognos 10 installation. Good to do. Called Go Sales. Right, so we're gonna start new blank report. Right, so we're gonna start with crosstab here. Let's drag it from a toolbox, and then we go to the query, straightly to the query, and then I'm gonna rename the query first.
Chris.
Yep.
Why do you want to rename the query?
Good question, Ivy. Good question. Well, it's a best practice to rename the query because imagine you've got 10 or 15 numbers of queries, then naming a query to something understandable will be good to debug and this kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call it this sales query crosstab. Right.
Right.
So for a start, let's bring some measures in. I suppose it's easy if we go from the page itself. So we need to measure, yeah? Where's the measure? On the sales?
Yeah.
Yep, good thinking. And now just gonna bring the quantity as measure, and then we're gonna bring the products product line. Product line?
Do you want to bring product type?
Yeah. Oh, product type. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just not used to this package, but
yeah.
Okay. And then on the column, we want to bring the country.
We
retailer
have
country.
retailer country.
Oh, yep.
That's right.
Yep. Okay. So if you run this report, you will expect a basic crosstab, basically. Yeah, nasty. So what do you reckon, Abby? This is too much. Maybe we need to put some.
I think we should filter the data.
No worries.
Small report.
Okay, sounds good. I've already got the filter on my previous report. I'm just gonna bring it across.
Good.
Right. Okay, so let's just test that report.
Yeah, this looks better.
That looks better. Great. So, for the first conditional formatting, I suppose we should do the number first. What do you reckon? Do the numbers,
Yeah.
and then we can show you guys how to show the different flags on the retailer country. Yeah. So, okay. For those of you who has done this before, it's pretty straightforward. We're just gonna use the conditional styles from the properties. So the way you do it is you click on the column and then you go to conditional styles. And here, once the box popped up, you just need to create new conditional style. Right. And then you have to apply based on the measure. It doesn't make sense to apply it on the retailer country and product type, but you have to apply that on a measure. Right. Okay. When you come into this screen, what we need to do is to put a value, a threshold.
Sure.
So say we want to measure value that are below and above 50,000 mark. So you put 50,000 there.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's pretty self-explanatory. So you want to give some color for values above 50,000. Let's call it excellent. And then value below 50,000 as very pure. Right. And click OK. Again, for best practice purpose, you should rename your conditional styles variable to something meaningful for other person to be able to manage it. So we'll say performance. Okay. So I'm just gonna run it and see the result.
Alright, that looks beautiful.
Well, it's actually just a standard Abby, but okay, if it looks beautiful for you. So below 50,000, we can see that it's red. Australia is not performing good. And then the rest above 50,000, you see it's all green. So that's the basic of conditional styling. That's how normal people use it. But today we're gonna teach you something different. Are you ready to learn?
Yes, let's do that.
Right. It's a bit cheesy, guys, but that's okay. Hey, so what we're going to do is we're gonna make the retailer country to show as a flag rather than just a basic list, just a basic column. The reason why we do it is because Report Studio meant to be a tool to as a dashboard, so it has to look nice and beautiful, right? Okay, so what we do is we're gonna show Australia and Japan as different flag. Right, so we're gonna first thing first, you need to unlock it so that we can bring any image to the column. Right, so you bring two image. First image, we're gonna call it the Australian flag. Let me see whether I have Australian flag. Yep. And then on the second image, we were going to use Japan flag. There we go. Right, yep. So as you can see, it's all about the presentation, guys. The size here doesn't look good. So this is something extra that you want to do to make the image looks nicer. So we could just gonna put the size. You can do it by clicking on the image and then go to the properties and click on size and overflow. Put the size as 150 and width as 100 to 150. And we're gonna do the same for Japan.
Okay, so Chris.
Yep.
You brought in two images.
Yes.
Because you know there are two countries, and if I have three countries, then I'll bring three images.
Very good question. Yes, that's exactly what we need to do. Yes.
Sure.
Right. So, and then what we need to do next is to apply the conditional formatting on the image. So this is actually the next level. So what we need to do is we go to Conditional Explorer box, go to Variables. Right, I have to be very slow here because it's quite complicated. So we need to choose a string variable. If you only have two options, then you can go for the Boolean variable. Right, and so you bring the string variable in, and then we have to put a variable which we want to test. Does it make sense?
Yep.
So we bring the retailer country in this case, because we want to see the retailer countries, right? Again, best practice, call it something meaningful. And then on the values, we're just gonna put what are the possible options of the country that we are going to show. So in this case, we have Australia, because Australia will be the next cricket winners. You reckon, Abby?
I think so.
Ah.
They are playing really good.
And Japan is because they have a good food, Japan. So yeah, at this point we have Australia and Japan. Now the next step is we're going to apply the conditional variable to these two images. So you can do it by going to style variable here, click on that and then assign that conditional variable that we just created before. Right, make sure all of the possible values are thick, and then so we're gonna apply for the second image, which is Japan. Alright, so far so good?
Yeah.
Alright, so now we have the conditional variables applied. Now the next step is to give the different condition depends on the country. So first is we have to go back to Conditional Explorer. So if you imagine this is all the possible answer, possible outcomes of country. If you click on Australia here, this is the possible view if Australia is displayed, yeah? And then if you just now we click Australia. Now if Australia is shown, then we want to hide Japan. So we go to click on Japan flag and then set the box type equals to none. So far so good, Abby? Yeah. Okay, so we go to the next conditional explorer, we go to Japan. Now for Japan, we want to show the Japan flag and then we hide the Australian flag.
Yeah.
So far so good, and then let's just run it. Oh, conditional formatting works, that's good, but there is a bit of cleaning job that we want to do. It's to hide these two countries. So what we need to do is we just need to reset the Conditional Explorer, and then we go click here, click the retailer country, and then it's the box type is very useful, Abby. This is we use it all the time to hide something that we don't want to show on the report.
Yeah.
That's it, and hopefully we are achieving the result. See, that's it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like learning something today?
Yes, very much.
That's
very handy.
Great
Easy
stuff.
to do.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Alright guys, so this is our first video from Cognos Tricks. We'll be really grateful if you can leave a comment on how do we do and what do you want to learn, and yeah, just basically tell us anything that you want us to improve on, and we'll be happily to implement it for the next video. Until then, I'll see you. Okay, bye.
Bye.